Good morning. Nice to see so many familiar faces today. Big thanks to the Chamber for organizing this lovely breakfast. We're excited to be part of the event and look forward to hearing from our esteemed speakers, Mayor Boddy, Mayor Carleton, and Grey County Warden Andrea Matrasoff. When the Chamber offered us the sponsorship for this event, they let us know that we could have a few minutes to speak. And of course, we jumped at the opportunity. As I'm sure many of you know, we always enjoy getting in front of people and sharing our thoughts, expounding on the virtues of residential real estate, as exciting as that may be. Anyway, without further ado, I'd like to bring Tim up to get started. Be forewarned, his lovely wife Beth texted me last night and said he had about 73 slides and charts prepared. So buckle up. Just kidding, it won't be that many.
Thank you, Mark. Can everybody hear me? Do I need to use the mic or is it okay? It comes off? Well, I think it'll be a little, I probably have a hard time, so I'm just going to go without it if you can hear me okay. So thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. I am going to talk a little bit about real estate. Shocker, I know, but the first thing I want to just point out before I get into my quick presentation is a really cool project that our brokerage Century 21 in Cedar Realty is doing called Flip Grey Bruce. If you drive back and forth to Sauble Beach, you've probably seen the huge billboard on the side of the road. Our brokerage purchased a house. We are flipping it, and all of the profit from it is going to go to local charities. We've had a really good response so far from local trades that have been coming and donating their time. Most recently, Ken Phillip just finished putting in a full ductwork system and a heat and furnace and air conditioning system for free. He donated it to the project. So we're really excited to see where this comes. You can follow it along, go to the Century 21 page. We're putting out 8 episodes documenting the journey as we go, and it's a really cool thing to watch. So I'm going to get right into it. I've titled my presentation, 2025 Real Estate, Navigating the Chaos, Prices, Sales, and Trends in a Wild Market. And before I do, my name is Tim. I'm from the Mark and Tim Real Estate Team. As you know, we provide real estate services to the Grey Bruce, Owen Sound region. We like to have a lot of fun along the way. You may have seen some of our videos, but at the end of the day, we like to do a really good job for our clients. Over the last 5 years, we've helped over 300 people successfully transact in real estate, and we want to help you. So if you're thinking of buying and selling, please have a chat with us after. We would love to speak with you. So, question. How many of you in this room follow the real estate market, whether it's Realtor.ca, you like prices, you like DIY Pinterest projects? Okay, everybody rose their hand except for my wife, who is sick and tired of hearing about real estate every day. So this graph here is called the HPI price history. So the home price index, it's a system that the Canadian Real Estate Association uses to track prices. It's a little more accurate than median and average prices. And this is Grey Bruce. You can see the run up in prices. That's $675,000. That is 2022, early 2022, the peak of COVID pricing. And then what happened? The Bank of Canada raised interest rates. Buyers got afraid. People stopped buying houses. Prices went down. And then they've kind of traded sideways, and they're sitting at $581,000 for the region of Grey Bruce for a single family home. Owen Sound, the city of Owen Sound, peaked at $570,000 back in 2022. It's sitting at $477,000 right now. So the last 2 years, the market has been slow, but prices have relatively stabilized and are actually starting to come back up a little bit. Grey Bruce Owen Sound is up 4.5% year over year from last February. Owen Sound is up 6.5% from last February as well. So what's fueling the prices going up? Well, interest rates are starting to go down. Bank of Canada overnight rate has went from 5% all the way down to 2.75% with 7 cuts over the last year and a half. This is the Canada 5-year bond market. That's going to control fixed interest rates. As you see, those have started to come down, and we have fixed rates kind of hovering around the high 3s, low 4s. Don't quote me on that. I snapshotted this last Friday, and they're changing pretty much daily as they are largely related to how people are feeling about inflation and recession and economic environment. So, however, that brings us to where we're at now. This chart here represents the amount of sale volume taking place in Grey Bruce. So how many people are actually buying and selling, transactions that are taking place. December, just a couple months ago, we were up 23% from last December. So that's a little bit weird. Why is December so having such a strong month? And probably because people thought it was the bottom of the real estate market. Interest rates are starting to go down. They're going to get in before prices head up in the spring. But then something happened. Prices dropped 16% and 20% in January and February. This is the amount of new listings coming on the market. This is this February. People stopped listing their homes compared to last February. Could have been related to the winter in Grey Bruce, or it could have been related to the Donald, because on January 2018, this man took the Oval Office, announced sweeping tariffs across Canada, 25%, and the effect on the real estate market has been pretty dramatic. People have hit the sidelines. This is consumer confidence in Canada, decade low since he came in. People are not feeling good right now. Small business confidence index, March, the print just came out, jumped off of a cliff. People are on the sidelines. So how many of you in the last 2 months know somebody that was thinking about buying or selling but decided to put their pause on hold to see what happens? Anybody in the room? Just Mark, okay. A couple people. All right, well, it is true. Tariff uncertainty, this from the Canadian Real Estate Association, is keeping home buyers on the sidelines. This graph you're looking at here, that's the 10-year moving average for sales in Canada. You can see during COVID, so many people were buying and selling. We were well above it. Then rates came in, dropped down. We were starting to pick back up. December, January, then it's ducked down in February. So what happens next? Nobody knows. And if you want certainty before your next move, you're probably going to have to wait a while. But what do we know about the real estate market? What can I tell you? Is that there is pent-up demand, and once things even out, activity is going to come back into the market. This is the sales to new listing ratio in Grey Bruce, seasonally adjusted. So what that means is, if when you see 100% up here in COVID, that means for every sale, every new listing, one sale was taking place. That's an incredibly strong market. Things are selling almost instantly. That's when things were selling way over asking and in about a week. Now they've dropped off between 40 to 50%. We've transitioned into a balance towards a buyer's market right now. Things are slowing down. But look, where we are the last couple of years, we are much lower than where we were 2016 to 2019 to 2020 to 2021. Ontario home sales per 1,000 population, we are well below the average of sales of what we normally see. So what these charts tell me is there is demand that is going to come back into the marketplace. We just need to get through the next couple months. So final thoughts, prices unlikely to improve until the whole thing we're going through right now sorts itself out. Likely going to trades flat, maybe trend down over the next couple months. It's honestly really hard to say with prices. There's going to be a wave of new listings coming to the market in the next couple of months. So if you like real estate, Realtor.ca is going to be pumping out new listings. We have a ton of sellers that we're prepping, and I know many other realtors do as well. So there's going to be good competition. So what's that going to mean? If you're a buyer, you're going to have a lot of choices out there. If you're a seller, you're going to have to be pretty competitive with your price because you have to be better than the competition if you want to sell in this current market. So for buyers, it actually could be the sweet spot because you have rates that are a little bit lower right now. You're going to have lots of options. Sellers are happy to be flexible with your price. When you look back 3 or 4 years from now, this might have been a good opportunity to buy. Interest rates going to continue to fluctuate. If you are renewing, I suggest getting multiple quotes on your interest rate. Don't just take what the bank gives you. Get a second opinion. I know Mr. Buckley is in the room. I don't know where he is, but he'd be happy to give you one. See if you can negotiate them down. They can do better than that first one that they give you. Closing thoughts. The next few months are going to be a roller coaster. There's going to be a lot of noise in the market, all right? Interest rates, politics, tariffs, inflation, recession, lots of talk is going to take place. And what I can tell you is I've had the chance to listen to some well-known economists in Canada, some really great minds in the real estate space, and the general consensus amongst them all is it's going to be a bumpy 3 months. It's unpredictable what's going to happen, but look for Q3, Q4. Canada's going to land on its feet, and the uncertainty is going to get sorted out. Where a price is going to be, hard to say. It's kind of like trying to price a house before a hurricane comes through. You just don't know what things are going to look like once it all gets sorted out, but liquidity will come back to the market. If you remember those charts I shared, sales to list price below the Ontario average, there are people there, I can tell you, our open houses, lots of people are coming through. Listings are getting showings. People just aren't biting right now because they're unsure and they're on the sidelines. So thank you so much. Please follow us on social media. Mark and Tim Real Estate. Yes, Mark is holding a peacock. Just before this, it pooped all over. It was hilarious. But please follow us on social media. We would love to connect with you. Thank you.